Alright, yesterday we set up all of these practice problems for applications of systems of equations. So today we're going to go ahead and solve them. So we're going to solve them one at a time. It's not going to take long. Alright. When we wrote this one out, we figured out, we said x was equal to hamburger, put HA in, y equals hot dog. So we identified the x and the y. Alright, and these are the system of equations. There's a total of 45 meals. Alright, so we did x plus y equals 45. Alright, the hamburger meals cost $2.50, so we put 2.5x. And the hot dog meal cost $1.75, so we put 1.75y, and that equals the total price of $97.50. And that's how we set up problem number 1. Now, it's going to go over here. We've already practiced all these by hand in a previous video. We're just going to go ahead and use our technology, all right, to kind of make sure we find our answer. So I'm going to go to Desmos. So I'm going to type in x plus y equals 45. And 2.5x plus 1.75y equals $97.50. And I'm just going to zoom out until I find where the two lines cross, and that gives me the point of intersection, which is the solution. You'll notice that this answer is reasonable because 25 plus 20 does equal 45, and when you plug those numbers in, that will equal 97. So our x value equals 25, and our y value equals 20. So they ordered 25 hamburgers and 20 hot dog meals. And that would be your answer. As an ordered pair, it was 25 and 20. Okay. Alright, go back down here. This one's a little bit tricky. Okay. So right now, we have geometry textbook and a journal. I'm going to put x will equal my geometry textbook, and y will equal the journal. So I'm going to do everything in terms of x and y. And it says there's a total cost of $32. So I'm going to put this is dealing with what's called the price of the geometry, and that's the price of the journal. So the price of the geometry plus the price of the journal will equal a total of $32. But it also says the price of the geometry textbook is 4 more than 3 times the price of the journal. We got to translate that. So what I'm doing, my geometry textbook, that's called x with x. The word is means equals. So every time we see geometry textbook is, that means it's equal to. 4 more than just means 4 plus. $4 more than. 3 times the price of the journal. Well, the journal's y, so I'm going to put 3 times the price of the journal y. So these are going to be my two equations. I'm going to take these two equations. And the cool thing about Desmos, if you're typing it in, right? Obviously, we can do substitution. You can plug in this for x and solve for y. So I'm going to do that by hand, and we'll do Desmos. Right? So what is x equal to? 4 plus 3y. So right here, I'm going to put 4 plus 3y in for x plus y equals 32. We add those together, we get a total of 4y plus 4 equals 32. Take away 4 from this side, take away 4 from this side. When I say this side, it's of the equal sign, if you wonder what that means. 32 minus 4 is 28. If you divide both sides by 4, you get y is equal to 7. Divide both sides by 4. So if y is equal to 7, if that's the 7, then x has to equal up 25. Why? Because 7 plus 25 is 32. So what process do we use by hand? We use the process of substitution. What did we substitute, in case you're wondering? For x, we plugged in 4 plus 3y right in there. I plugged it in into that equation, and then I ended up solving for y. Once I found y, I plugged it back in and solved for x. We're we're going to go and type those in Desmos. And we'll see where they intersect. And they should intersect at a 25 and a 7. Change that, 32. X plus, X equals 4y. No, not 4y, 4 plus 3y. There we go, 4 plus 3y. And we'll look at the point of intersection. And it tells us the point of intersection is at a 25 and a 7. Alright, so our ordered pair was a 25 and a 7, just like we solved for. What does that mean? That means our geometry textbook, what was the price? 25. And the journal only cost $7. Trades. Alright, 2 more to go. On this problem, let's say x equals cheddar, y equals Swiss, and I'm going to highlight the two system of equations. We want in blue. It says 3 kilograms of cheddar. Okay? So we have 3 kilograms of cheddar and 2 kilograms of Swiss. Cost a total of $24.40. That's how you set that one up. This says 4 kilograms of cheddar and 5 kilograms of Swiss cost $47.70. So in red, I'm going to say 4 kilograms of cheddar and 5 kilograms of Swiss equal the total cost of $47.70. And there's my two system of equations. I'm just going to go ahead and type those in to Desmos and see where they cross. And it says, what is the price of each type of cheese per kilogram? So we're going to end up finding the cost, okay, for each of them. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Good job. So we're going to go ahead and type these in right here. All right. So here we go. 3x plus, I think it's, let me look real quick, 2y equal the total, I think it's, is it 2440, everybody? 2440? Can you tell me the next line so I have to go back? 4x 5y 4770. All right. Okay, so we have some decimals here. All right, just like the real world, it's full of decimals. We have 3.8 and 6.5. Okay, 3.8 and 6.5. That was x and that was y. So if we go back here, that means the cheddar cost $3.80 and the Swiss cost $6.50 per kilogram. Okay, so per kilogram, that's what 3.8 and 6.5 means. Okay, so that's going to be your answer right there. What's the price of each type of cheese per kilogram? That's the price, and that's the price. Got one more. Two types of companies. We have green grass. I'll just highlight it, which charges an initial fee of $10 plus $12 per hour. All right, and then we have S&G Lawn Care, who charges an initial fee of $25 plus $8 per hour. Something you always need to be aware of. Anytime you see initial fee, you always need to know the initial fee will always be your y-intercept. Okay. Sometimes in word problems, the initial fee is referred to as the flat fee. Okay. Initial, like the initial, what does the word initial mean? Like the initial setup, it means like the starting cost. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to write S&G. Oh, not S&G, sorry. Green grass first. Green. And our function is this. Y equals. Oh, first we gotta figure out what X and Y are. X equals the hours worked, and Y equals the total cost in money. So we get Y equals, what's our per hour rate? $12 per hour, so we're going to put 12x plus 10. This right here is your slope, that's your rate. There's your y-intercept, the initial fee. S and G, it's y equals, what's our slope in this? What's our slope going to be? If the initial fee is 25, that's our y-intercept, so our slope will be 8. So we'll put 8x plus 25. There's our slope. Okay. So there's our two equations right there. Those are our two equations.
And that goes in there.
That goes in there. It says write an algebraic expression to represent each company.
I'll just making sure I'm putting it in the right.
That's one company's cost. That's the green. That's Green Grass Incorporated's cost. That's their function for cost. This is their function for cost. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is now we're going to go down to the next one. So let's find the system of solutions graphically and algebraically. I'm going to show you guys how to do it algebraically without having to graph. So we have two of these companies. One of them is y equals 12x plus 10. And the other one was y equals 8x plus 25. So if they're both in y equals, it's very, very, very easy to solve it algebraically. When it says we want to find the what? The solution. We want this y value to equal this y value. We want these y values to be equal. So we're going to use the process of substitution. So what's this y value equal to? 12x plus 10. So right underneath this y, what am I going to plug in for my y value? 12x plus 10. Right here, what's this y value equal to? 8x plus 25. So what am I going to plug in right here? 8x plus 25. And what am I doing? I'm setting them equal to each other. And now we just have to solve for x. You guys have solved for x before. We've got to get all the x's to one side and all the numbers to the other. So how could I get rid of this positive 8x? That's right. Take away 8x from this side. Take away 8x from this side. And you get 12x minus 8x, which is a total of 4x. And then you're going to get rid of this 10. So we're going to take away a 10 from this side. And we're going to take away a 10 from this side. And 25 minus 10 is a total of 15. So all we have left is what? 4x equals 15. Yeah.
And then you go minus 4.
No, not minus.
I mean, plus 4.
Nope, nope.
Wait, divide by 4.
Yeah, divide by 4. Both. So we're dividing both sides by 4, because those cancel to a 1. And x equals 15 divided by 4, which I believe is 3.75. 3.75. Now, what does that mean? At 3.75 hours, their cost is the same. So, if you hired this company or this company, and they both work for a total of 3.75 hours, that means their cost that they're going to charge you will be exactly the same. So I want you guys to get your graphical calculator. This will make more sense if you just plug it into the old graphical calculator. I'm going to hit y equals, and I'm going to type in 12x plus 10
12x plus 10.
and 8x plus 25. Alright, so we're going to check our table. We're going to check our table. Right? So what I want you guys to do is we're going to go, I'm going to check our table one at 0. There we go. Alright, what I want you guys to do right now is I want you guys to write a table, just this table right there. Okay? Now, what I want you to explain, this right here, this was the green cost. Okay? And this one right here, this is S and G. So I want you guys to make this table right here. X, green, S, and G. So we're going to go ahead and do that right over on our table. So here we go. I'm going to make a little table right here. I'm going to call it X. Then I will have green. And then I will have a table, because this is something you guys need to know how to do to be able to come up with your answers. We're making a table together, okay? Just make a table on your paper. This is going to help us solve the last one. Answer choice C. Here we go. There's a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Now, at 0, this is going to be 10. But at 0, S and G is not going to be at 10. It's going to be at 25. My board will actually have my everything. Come on, board, wait a minute. There we go, 25. Right. Now, after 1 hour, all right, this is going to go up to what? Add 12 to it. That's going to be at a 22. But this one will be, if you add 8 to it, will be at a 33. You should have it in your table. You should have it right here. 22, 33, then put 34, 41. 34, 41, going up by 8, right? So that's going to be 49, that's going up by 12, so that's going to be at 46. And you're going to notice something a little bit interesting here. That's now at 58, but this is at 57. Now what happened at 3.75? At 3.75, what happened? Their price would be the exact same. So I want you guys to figure out what that cost would be right here. All you got to do is plug in 3.75 into this one, or plug in 3.75 into this one. All right. So what was the total cost when you guys plugged it in? Total of what? 55. So that's 55, and that's 55. So let's look at this. Okay. Let's say right now, look at the table. Let's say you had some yard work that you did not want to do yourself, but you wanted to hire somebody to do it. But there wasn't that much yard work. Okay? It was going to take, say, less than 3 hours to complete. Which company would you hire if you had a job that was less, 3 hours or less? Which one would you choose?
G.
G. Because for 3 hours or less, they're always what? They're always cheaper. But if you had a big job that was going to take more than 3.75 hours, which company are you going to? You're going to use this because their cost is going to be less because it only costs what? $8 per hour with an upfront charge of 25. Okay, so they get most of their money where? Up front. These guys get their money as they work. Okay. So if you have a big job, you're going to choose S and G. If you have a small job, you're going to choose green. Does that make sense? That's how you interpret the table. So right here, if you look at it, it says, explain. Look at C. Explain how to determine when would it be better to use green grass and when would it be better to use their competitor, S and G. We just went over that. Explain, what are you going to write down? You're going to write down, it would be better to use green grass if you have a job that will take less than 3.75 hours. And the other one, it would be better to use S and G if the job took what? More than 3.75 hours. Because at 3.75, they're exactly the same. 3 3/4 of an hour, it's exactly the same. And that's the answer for C.